Dave here with some thoughts on another knife for you guys tonight. Tonight we're going to take a look at a classic Spyderco folding knife. This is the Spyderco C38 Jess horn sprint run. And before we get started, I just have to send a big thanks out to Mr. John Wayne, Colt 45. If you guys haven't checked out his videos, definitely do it. He was the one that brought this knife to my attention. He's got a great video on it, and not only this one, but another Spyderco Jess horn, which is just beautiful. I mean, it is really a grail knife. He's got some other great videos out there, and his Spyderco collection is just fabulous. So if you haven't been watching his vids, definitely go check him out, subscribe, great stuff. Okay, so let's sort of get into it. As mentioned, this is Jess horn, a Jess horn knife in collaboration with Spyderco. This particular one came out in 2006. It was a sprint run. Basically, we could take a look at the construction, but as you can notice there, maybe on the video, you can see the Jess horn logo along with the Spyderco logo right there in the handle. The handles, let's sort of get into that now. It is a single piece of FRN. Molded together. Okay, so no backspacer part there really. You can see the mold line, just the pivot point for the blade, and some pinning for the lockback mechanism. Very simple handle, very light. The whole knife comes in at under 3 ounces, 2 point something. Forget it off the top of my head, but just a fabulously light knife. The blade steels also is incredible for this one. It's a laminated ZDP 189 and 420J2, if you could sort of make it out there. And as you can see here, that laminate line, if we can get the camera to focus, just beautiful. This blade, as you could tell, highly polished, very nice. I mean, it's just very slim, great, beautiful little knife, and it's just razor sharp. And you know, if you guys are familiar with Spydercos, you know how sharp they come, but I have to say this is by far one of the sharpest Spydercos I've come across. It's just a wicked little blade. So you can sort of see there up at the top with that deep swedge, and of course the classic Spyderco hole opening. It is a lockback knife, as I mentioned. You could sort of see here, and this was pretty impressive for a production knife. The tolerances are just fabulous there, especially with the single piece FRN. And if you look there on the lockback mechanism, you can barely see the join line. You know, that's how tight the tolerances are. In some cases, you'll see a lot of knives where that line just doesn't quite line up as perfectly. It's not smooth. It might be a little higher, but just the tolerance on this is so great. Very nice. Typical lanyard hole there, you know, if you guys like to do that. Or single position clip. Yes, Mr. Blaze, the clip is still on here. I just, you know, I tried it and it doesn't look quite right the way it's milled into the handle there. So this clip is staying on. It is a great light knife. I mean, you could throw this in the pocket or maybe in your bag or wherever just to have. It is super slim, very nice, very light. Okay, so getting into it a little bit more, the ergonomics, and this is something that I liked right when I saw it, and I didn't know exactly why. I don't know a better way. You know, when you sort of see something, you're like, wow, I like that, but you're not quite sure why, until you get it in hand. And once I got it in hand, and the way it felt, it came pretty quick to me why I liked it so much. And if you guys have been seeing some of my videos before, Mini AFCK, this one in the plain edge, it feels very similar. The handle ergonomics and the design of the blade, it's kind of hard to tell here, but one of the things that each of them do is when it's in the grip, the blade and the knife geometry is such that it curves down a little bit. If you were to lay it flat on the table like that, you would see that it's almost like an arc shape. So when you have that in hand, the way it cuts is just, it's a little bit different than, say, your typical straight folding knife. For example, the 943, similar blade shape. We could talk that a little bit, but here you could see it's basically a linear straight design. So in hand, the ergonomics are different when you're cutting. These guys, basically the blade, the front of the blade touches into your cutting surface as you're going towards it. It's kind of hard to describe, but the way the knife feels in hand was very similar, and being a knife that I've used for so many years, it came to me right away why it felt so similar. You could sort of see the similarities there in blade shape. Obviously the Jess horn being a little bit less broad, not quite the same thickness, you know, the swedge being different, but it's really the handle and cutting geometries that were very similar to me, okay? And I like that a lot. So this is a knife that I could see getting definitely some use, you know, if I want to keep it around as sort of a spare in the bag, or, you know, it's almost too nice for something like that. But without having used it much, I could definitely tell it's definitely going to be a great user. Light cutting tasks, you know, it's, you know, with such a sharp point, slim steel, you know, you're not going to be putting this through hard tasks, but, you know, for quick cuts, things like that, just great. Again, you know, the handle ergonomics feels great in the hand, and it's so light. I mean, there's nothing there. It is just really featherweight, which is also very cool. Strong lockback mechanism, which is also nice if you guys are familiar with it at all. The blade, the detent, it's not coming loose. You could shake this thing all day. I don't care how strong you are. You're not going to get that to come out with centrifugal force. Maybe if you're He-Man, I don't know. But it's just great. So feel secure about keeping it, storing it anywhere. That'll be great. But you know, I really liked when in John Wayne's video, it was just a very awesome looking knife, and he describes it great, you know. Definitely check it out for some more info on it. But when you get it in hand, it's such a light, think of like scalpel-like precision. I don't know, it's just actually digging into my finger there. It's really just such a nice, beautiful knife to hold in hand. I really got to thank him for bringing this guy to my attention. I found it on the secondary market on one of the forums, so, you know, if you guys keep your eyes open, you'll definitely come across them. Hopefully you will. But if you should chance upon it, definitely take the opportunity and pick it up. Definitely not an easy knife to find, but I would say well worth the effort in looking for one. Just a great little Spyderco and classic. Mr. Jess Horn, as far as I know, isn't making knives as much or as frequently. I think he's in retirement at this point. So, you know, if you come across any of his knives, it's just a great thing. Just a little piece of knife history as well. You know, and the nice burgundy handles with that black clip. Just, it's a stunning looking knife. I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice, but when you get all those colors together and that polished blade, it's just a great little pocket knife. So, just wanted to give you guys a quick peek at it, you know, some thoughts on it. I would say highly pick it up. Check out John Wayne Colt 45 videos if you haven't already. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Questions, comments, always appreciate it. And I'll see you later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.